and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I talk about writing, books, philosophy, and pretty much whatever I want. My name is Kate. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, it is a pretty chilly day in Los Angeles today. I wanted to do a very chill, fun video, so of course that means I'm doing another tier ranking video. And in this tier ranking video, we will be ranking popular romance tropes. So let's get into these tiers real quick. The S tier, top tier, is inject this into my veins. Can't get enough of it, eat it up every time. The A tier is it does it for me, so I still really enjoy these quite a lot. The B tier is good when it's done right. You know, it's kind of hit or miss, but still pretty good. And then we have neutral, like I just don't have an opinion on this particular trope. And then we have what is this, which is kind of like, I don't really get it. I don't even know what it is. There might be some things in here that I have no idea what they are. The absolute lowest bottom tier is get it away from me. Like, if this book has this trope in it, I don't want it. I did not make this tier maker. This was made by, I think, Ivana Todic on the tier maker website. So thank you, Ivana, for making this. I did modify the tier names, but that's just me. And then all of these were already here, and I think that's awesome. So let's go ahead and just jump on into it. First, we have friends to lovers, and this is going immediately into inject this into my veins. I know that friends to lovers is so often a least favorite for so many people. They think it's like boring, not enough tension, but I think it's really, really nice because you know what they say, some of the best loves of your life begin with friendship. And I just think that turning point when it happens, when they finally start having feelings for one another, is just, injected into my veins. Next we have Marriage Pact. I don't really care about this one. I don't really understand why it would be like, does anybody put this one into inject this into my veins? I don't know. For me, I guess I'm gonna put it into neutral because I don't really have that much of a feeling about it. Okay, next we have arranged marriage. I think this can be done well when it's done right. So I'm gonna put it into the B tier. I don't know, when I think of arranged marriage, I think of something quite clinical. It doesn't scream romance to me, so I guess I'll just put it there because it depends on the characters, right? Next we have fairy tale retellings. Oh, I love fairy tale retellings. They are hit or miss though. I really like T. Kingfisher's work. The only book I've read of hers that has been a 5-star for me has been What Feasts at Night, which I don't know if that was a fairy tale retelling. I don't think it was, but her other ones are fairy tale retellings, and I did like a lot of them, but I didn't rate them like 5 stars, I don't think. It depends, like it has to be done right, but I'm gonna put it in it does it for me because I really do enjoy fairy tale retellings in general. Next we have friends to enemies to lovers. I don't really have an opinion on that, so I'm gonna put it in neutral. Next we have academic rivals to lovers. I'm gonna put it in good when done right. I haven't read a ton of this trope. Okay, next we have the one bed trope, which is a very good one. A lot of people love this, and it's obviously a great way to build tension. I'm going to put this in good when done right. That feels good. Because again, if you don't have like sufficient tension built up between the two characters before they share a bed, I don't think it really matters to me. Next we have the bad boy, good girl. Again, you can trust me to have a contrary opinion to most things. I've never really been into the whole bad boy thing. I never went through a phase in like high school or anything where I cared about that. But I guess, you know, if you've seen my other tier ranking videos, I ranked Dracula and Eric from Phantom of the Opera pretty high up, and you could say that they are the bad boy type. I'm gonna put it in neutral because I don't really have an opinion on it. Polyamory, I'm gonna put it in get it away from me. That's very, very quick and easy for me to say. I don't care for polyamory at all. I don't know, like I understand the theory behind it. You know, if you have one candle that's lit and you go and you light 10 other candles, that original flame doesn't die down. I understand love is not a finite resource or anything. I don't know, it's just not for me. One of them is famous. I'm neutral on this one. I really don't care if one of them is famous in a book. I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, oh cool, they're famous, great. Whatever. Slow burn. Okay, this is going into inject this into my veins because I love a good slow burn romance. When it finally pays off, oh, it's so good. Forbidden love. I think this is great too, but it often depends on the characters themselves. Like if I even like the characters. So a lot of this is just like circumstantial, but I'm going to put it in it does it for me because I do enjoy a good forbidden love story. Step siblings? I can't say that I have ever read a step sibling romance. I mean, technically they're not related. So, you know what? Just because there is, what is this as a tier just means like I actually don't know what it is and I know what this is. So I guess I can't put it there. I'm gonna put it in neutral because unless I have read a book that has this trope in it, I don't have an opinion on it. Next, we have parent and child's teacher, or I don't know what that says. I think it says, I don't know what that says. Okay, we're just gonna do parent and child's teacher. Again, neutral. I feel like just so many of these are gonna be neutral because I don't really, to me that's just like another detail of the character. Like, oh, one's a teacher and one's a psychiatrist or something like that. I don't know. Next we have siblings X. You know what? I'm gonna expand the what is this category to just include things that are also like, what is this? That's kind of weird. I don't know what that is. It feels weird, but it's not like egregious to the point where I'm saying get it away from me. I'm gonna put it in what is this because I don't know, siblings X just kind of rubs me the wrong way, I feel like. Pregnancy trope is going immediately to get it away from me. I can't stand it when characters get pregnant, when two characters sleep together one time and the woman gets pregnant. Nothing ruins a book faster for me than the pregnancy trope. Next we have secret admirer. I think this is good when it's done right. Next we have love triangle. I don't think I've read a lot of love triangle books. The only one I can remember is when I read Twilight back in the day. I think it's good when it's done right. Oh yeah, I remember I read a book recently. What was it called? The Crimson Moth, where there was somewhat of a love triangle in there. So, and I really liked that. Next we have a one night stand. I'm gonna put it in what is this because again, it's not quite like, oh, I hate it, but I don't know. One night stands to me imply that there's no built up relationship between two main characters yet. So for me, it usually probably doesn't work. Next we have friends with benefits. I'm gonna put it in what is this also because again, it's just like, I don't really, what is this is very much becoming, it doesn't do it for me. Okay, teacher student. I actually really love teacher student as a trope, but they have to be obviously at least college years. This implies that there's going to be an age gap, and age gaps are not always my thing. I think they're a little problematic sometimes. Depends on the characters. I do like that dynamic though in stories if it's done well. Sports romance, I'm gonna put that in neutral because again, I just don't really care. Like I know hockey romance books are super in right now, but I've never read one and I don't really have an opinion on them. Secret identity. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna put it in what is this just because I actually don't know. I can't think of a single example that has secret identity in it. Mafia romance. I'm gonna put it in good when done right because I have a feeling that there's gotta be a mafia romance out there somewhere that I would enjoy. Grumpy Sunshine. I like Grumpy Sunshine. I think Love Hypothesis was Grumpy Sunshine. I'm gonna do good when done right. Bodyguard romance. I'm gonna put this in neutral. Next we have right person, wrong time. I think this one does it for me. There's like a tension that's built in because they already have a history. Next we have right person, not enough time. This one just kind of makes me sad, so I'm gonna put it in what is this because this implies to me that one of them's dying. Yeah, I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel sad. Love at first sight, I'm gonna put it in does it for me. I really am. I mean, I know that like insta-love isn't always the best or it's not everybody's favorite and I totally get that, but there's just something about being smitten with somebody so quickly. Like if you've ever seen the film version, I think it's 1994 or 5 of Sense and Sensibility when Colonel Brandon walks in and sees Marianne for the first time. I think it's just so sweet. Age gap. Okay, again, this is gonna be good when done right because once again, sometimes I really hate it and it gives me the ick and I don't, like, it really depends on the characters. Bully romance? I don't know. I mean, you could say this is kind of like, what, enemies to lovers? I'm gonna put it in what is this? Yeah, because I'm not sure about that one. Brother's best friend? I'm gonna put this in neutral. I don't think I really care about that one. Workplace romance. I'm gonna put this in does it for me because it's kind of, it fits into the taboo, like you shouldn't be dating a coworker, but again, there's tension built in. Like there's the reality of you could get caught, like if you go into a supply closet or something. I think it's a good one for sure. Forced proximity, I think it is good when it is done right. Childhood friends to lovers, I think this is really, really sweet. I'm gonna put it in Does It For Me. Vampire were romance. So I gotta say, I'm not super into werewolves. I don't know why, I've never gravitated towards them, but vampires on the other hand, I always love a good vampire story. So I'm just gonna inject this into my veins because I am pretending that this is like vampire human romance. I Hate Everyone But You. I don't think I like it very much because again, for me, it's kind of like, well, go to therapy. But it's also kind of like in fiction, you know, it's nice when the character just really loves you and no one else, I guess. I'm gonna put it in, what is this? Because I just don't really have thoughts on it. Good Boy, Bad Girl. Didn't we already have one of those? I'm just gonna put it in neutral. Who Did This to You? Oh, I know this one really does it for some people. All I think of is that scene in The Office with Dwight and Pam. Who did this to you? Where is he? You're PMSing pretty bad, huh? I like it. I'm gonna put it in good when done right. Villain hero romance. I like a good villain hero romance. I like that a lot actually. Does it for me, for sure. Best friends, brother, sister. Again, I feel like we've had this one before. I'm gonna put it in neutral. Yeah, so I just don't really think about it. Unrequited love. Oh, yearning. I love yearning. But does this mean that it's never quited? I don't know if the right word is. I'm gonna put unrequited love inject this into my veins because when I think of that, I think of yearning. Summer fling, neutral. I don't really have an opinion on it. Sports romance. Again, didn't we have something like this already? Yeah, we already had sports romance. Okay, whatever. It's in here twice. I put it in neutral. So again, I'm gonna put it in neutral. Tending to wounds. Oh yes, absolutely. Does it for me. There's just something so tender about it. I love that when one character is taking care of another that way. Royals. Royals does it for me. It does. Poor, rich, neutral, I guess. Secret relationship. I think this is definitely good when done right. Again, it depends on how much tension is there. Like so much romance for me depends on how much tension is built up between the characters. Second chance romance, I haven't read a ton of, so I don't know. Good when done right. One of us is dead. I'm gonna put this in what is this? Because I mean, if one of them is dead, I mean, how are you ever gonna do anything with the dead character, you know? Okay, a Megaverse. I'm gonna put it in Get It Away From Me just because it's not my thing. I don't hate it, but I feel like this bottom tier needs more in it. I feel like a Megaverse book I've read, which I don't even think is like a full-blown Omegaverse book, is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and it just, I didn't get the tingles. I did not. Second Chance, again, I feel like we already had this. So good when done right. Yeah, right next to the other second chance romance. Opposites attract. I'm gonna say this does it for me. I enjoy when two characters are different, but they just have a connection. Next door neighbor romance. I would say good when done right. Mysterious new guy or girl. Good when done right. And we have the first, second row to a tier. Immortal / something. I'm gonna put that inject this into my veins because again, if you know from all of my other videos, because I feel like I talk about Dracula so often on this channel, but Dracula is immortal and I love the idea that maybe I too could be immortal somehow. So it's a lot of living vicariously. High school romance. I'm gonna put this in, I mean, I'm not really at an age anymore where I personally want to read high school romance. Depends on the context. I guess I'll put it in neutral. Okay, we're gonna start having to do some scrolling. Amnesia, neutral. Don't end up together. Get it away from me. Why would I want to read a romance of two characters not ending up together? Tutor romance, ooh. I'm gonna put this in Does It For Me. Tutor romance and teacher student I feel like are intertwined in some way. And I do enjoy those. College romance, neutral. I mean, that's so, it's not super definitive for me. Like, okay, it happens in college, whatever. Someone makes a bet. I'm gonna put this in what is this? Because I don't think I've ever read a romance that someone makes a bet. Soulmates. I'm gonna say it does it for me. Boss and secretary. This one I don't like. I feel like there's a power imbalance. It feels kind of sleazy. I mean, how many stories have we heard of husbands cheating with their secretaries? So I'm gonna put it in get it away from me. Cursed? Like Beauty and the Beast, I guess? If we're talking like Beauty and the Beast kind of thing, then yeah, okay, that does it for me. Because there's a paranormal or like a supernatural take to the story, and I usually like those. Damsel in distress, I think it's good when it's done right. Kidnapped romance, get it away from me. I don't like anything that's, I don't know. I know that fiction, a lot of people read fiction so they can have the escapism and to read about fantasies, and they would never want to experience this in real life. But for me, I don't really even want to read about those things. Long distance, I'm also going to put that and get it away from me because, I mean, again, it's like, for me, it's like the one where it's like one of them's dead. Where is that one? Long distance has the same feel for me because it's like, well, if it's long distance, you can't do anything with the love interest. Mistaken identity, I'm gonna put this in what is this because I actually don't know what that is. Partners in crime, good when done right. I think that can be very fun. Pen pals. Oh, pen pals are really sweet. And I know you're like, well, isn't that similar to long distance? Well, no, because long distance, it's not as mysterious as pen pals. You might not even know who it is that you're writing to, or you could be falling in love with them, but you don't even know what they look like, or it's much more romantic than long distance. I'm gonna put pen pals in it does it for me. Okay, next we have political marriage. I think this is good when it's done right. Fake dating. I do really like fake dating. I've read quite a lot of fake dating actually, so I'm gonna put it in does it for me. Small town romance. This is going into inject this into my veins. I love small town romances. They're so cozy. Stranded together. I think good when done right. I definitely enjoy that one. Widow founds new love. Okay, finds new love. I like this. It's kind of like second chance, right? I think it's good when done right. One dies at the end? No. I don't read romance for the tragedy, okay? I can read that in regular fiction or horror or whatever. I want the happy endings in romance. I know there are exceptions to that. So this is not, a 1-to-1 ratio. That was just the immediate response that I had. Military romance, I think that's good when it's done right. Again, it really depends on the characters. Like, are we talking about, I don't know, someone who commits war crimes and, our protagonist, or are we talking about, like an honorable person in the military? And I don't know. Good when done right. Jock falls for nerdy tutor. I've never read that, but I would imagine that would be good if it's done right. Time travel romance, inject this into my veins. Absolutely. One of my favorite books of this year has been The Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley. I've talked about it so many times in other videos, but there's just something about it. I love when the impossible is made possible in fiction. Next we have Matchmaker Goes Wrong. What is this? Because I've never read that and I don't even, what do you mean it goes wrong? Like they become enemies and then they love each other, or I don't know. Second love interest wins. What is this? I don't even know what that is. Holiday romance. Oh, I love holiday romances. I'm torn because good when done right. I'm gonna put it in does it for me because I generally really like holiday romance. She falls first, but he falls harder. Oh, I love that one. I'm gonna put it in does it for me. Yeah, I really like that one. Roommates to lovers. This one I don't think I liked too much because I love the idea of there being distance. There needs to be distance between our love interest and the main character. I don't know, like it just feels weird to me if they're around each other all the time. Again, I want that tension to be built up, and I feel like tension isn't built up as easily when they're already living together, but I could be totally wrong. I wouldn't seek it out. I'm just gonna put it in what is this? I know what it is, but because this tier has evolved into like kind of the tier, I'm gonna put it there. Accidental kiss. I'm gonna put it in neutral. Because accidental to me implies that they just like, I don't know, one of them trips and then all of a sudden, oh, my mouth is on yours. I'm like, I don't know. Reincarnated lovers. Oh, that'd be interesting. I'm gonna say good when done right. I would like to read a story that has that. If you have any recommendations for reincarnated lovers, please let me know down below. Miscommunication romance. Okay, here's the thing. I know so many people don't like miscommunication in their romance, but I don't have a problem with it because human beings miscommunicate all the time. And so for that reason, I'm going to say that it's good when it's done right. I don't seek it out. I don't love that trope, but I don't have a problem with it. If it's for like a really stupid miscommunication, then it annoys me, but for the most part, it doesn't bother me. I'll let the world burn for you. Okay, yeah, that's gonna go into inject this into my veins. That is very attractive. I don't know, there's something about that I just love. When the love interest will do anything for the protagonist, I eat that up. Everyone can see it but them. What is that? I don't know what that even means. Oh, meaning like, okay, so everybody else can see that they're in love, but they don't know. I think that's what that means. I'm still gonna leave it there because I've not read a story that has that. Body swap? Again, what is that? I mean, the only story or movie I've ever seen with that is Freaky Friday, so I don't have context for that. Mutual pining. That's going, oh my god, that one is going in to inject this into my veins. Pining, yearning, it just does something to me. And last we have changing sexual preferences. This one just strikes me as like, what? I don't really know what this is saying. So my instinct was to put it in the bottom tier, but I'm just gonna put it in what is this because I don't know what that means. But something about it strikes me as being weird. Rubs me the wrong way, but I'm just gonna put it there. That feels good. Okay, so we have officially done it. It looks like the busiest tier is good when done right. Frankly, all of these could go in the good when done right category because you put any story in front of me and it's written well, the author's talented, the characters are good. I feel like that it could apply to all of these. But yeah, so that one has the most in it, followed by neutral. I find that inject this into my veins or like the S tier in general for me usually doesn't have that many options in it, which I think is probably good. But I'm gonna go ahead and reorder these real quick. I'm gonna put slow burn at the beginning if I can. A good slow burn is going to have a lot of these other tropes in it already. A lot of these are encompassed in the slow burn, so that's going in the #1 slot. Friends to lovers I think is second. So yeah, my top 3 romance tropes are slow burn, friends to lovers, I'll let the world burn for you. But yeah, I love all of these up here for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and reorganize the get it away from me tier also. I'm gonna put the pregnancy trope at the very like lowest of the low. I hate the pregnancy trope. It ruins books for me. I think Omegaverse is probably the least offensive to me. Okay, I think this feels good. So the least egregious of the get it away from me tier is Omegaverse, then polyamory, long distance, boss and secretary, don't end up together, one dies at the end, kidnap romance, and then pregnancy trope at the very end. Yeah, so we just ranked 93 tropes. Wow, that was a lot to get through. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it. I love making tier ranking videos. If you have any suggestions for other things you would like me to try tier ranking, please let me know. Or just let me know what you're up to, what you're reading, how you're doing. I would love to know. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I will be posting next. Don't forget to check out my debut romance novel, Under the Same Sky, which has some of these tropes in it, especially slow burn, friends to lovers, and small town romance, which are interestingly all in my S tier, so I guess that's not super surprising. I will have the links to this down below in the description. Under the Same Sky is available on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.